What you're looking at right now are the lungs, the pulse, and the literal heartbeat of Rapture. This singular area was responsible for keeping Rapture's finest, along with its citizens, alive through the production of oxygen. There's beautiful flowers, healthy trees, but most importantly, as mentioned, there's oxygen being constantly pumped throughout the underwater city. Due to the genius of Julie Langford and her Lazarus vector, many people were kept alive. This is the story of Arcadia. With that being said, I'm Eric from the Bioshock Hub, and I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope you enjoy the story of Arcadia. There's two important areas to discuss here, along with side locations like a beehive unit and a winery. We have Arcadia and the farmer's market. Arcadia and the farmer's market were essentially the lifeline for the citizens of Rapture. Let's discuss the farmer's market first. The farmer's market was established around the year 1948 as a marketplace and a central hub for citizens to purchase food and other goods. They could also visit the winery if they were in the mood for a drink, or they could wander over towards the area with the bees to taste test the freshly produced honey. With the events leading up to Rapture's Civil War, Andrew Ryan started to run Rapture with an iron fist, as most of you know. Arcadia was closed to the general public, and those who had wealth were able to access it. Along with that, the threats of war worried the vendors within the farmer's market, and rightfully so. One by one, each stand and each vendor left and abandoned their once thriving marketplace within the farmer's market. And just like how abandoned places in real life are taken over by nature, nature began to take over the market over said period of time. Before moving on to Arcadia, here's a fun fact about the farmer's market that you might have missed within Bioshock Infinite Burial at Sea Episode 2. While Elizabeth is getting Old Man Winter from Atlas's base and his henchmen, there's a board with a list of pictures and areas to potentially bomb to start off the Civil War. Obviously, we know the Kashmir restaurant was ultimately chosen. However, one of the locations that was actually heavily favored was the farmer's market. The more you know. As previously mentioned earlier, Arcadia is and was the literal heartbeat of Rapture. It provided the necessary oxygen to those living within Rapture while being many fathoms deep below the ocean. As long as Arcadia was thriving, Rapture would be thriving as well right along with it. That was until Andrew Ryan decided to close off Arcadia to the public and allowed those with wealth to wander around the premises. This obviously made Julie Langford quite pissed. Julie even makes a remark about this in an audio diary, stating that, quote, "Today Arcadia was closed off to all but paying customers. The man hires me to build a forest at the bottom of the ocean and then turns a walk in the park into a luxury," end quote. I could only imagine the internal rage inside Julie that all of her hard work and dedication to Arcadia and developing Arcadia was essentially turned into just a glorified walk in the park by Andrew Ryan. Then again, Rapture was his city after all, and who is going to really stand up to Andrew Ryan? We obviously saw that Bill McDonough tried doing it, but that didn't turn out well. Before a paywall to Arcadia was put into place, this would have been a wonderful place for Rapture's citizens to go and unwind. Here they could relax and take in the views of the beautiful plants, flowers, and trees. Now, unfortunately, as most of you know, as Jack is making his way throughout Rapture, Andrew Ryan takes a very keen notice. He decides that he's going to kill all of the plant life within Arcadia. Obviously, Julie asks for a sample of Rosa Gallica. Once Jack gets that sample of Rosa Gallica and brings it back to Julie Langford, we're able to go into her lab. We see her through her window, we hear her talking, and then all of a sudden we hear Andrew Ryan. He then decides right in front of us to kill off Langford. Thankfully, before she actually dies, she's able to draw the code to her safe on the wall with her hand and with her dying breaths. He says that this was a breach of contract and that Ryan Industry owns the rights to the Lazarus vector. So yeah, that totally gives you the right to murder your amazing creative biologist and scientist. You know what I mean. You get it. It's Andrew Ryan, of course. We eventually get all of the components to construct the vector thanks to Julie Langford's final audio diary describing all of the necessary ingredients. Once completed and placed into the pumping station, Arcadia, the plant life, and most importantly, the oxygen return to normal. In the end, I believe that Julie would have been proud of the fact that in some sort of small way, Jack continued her life's work and saved her creation, that being Arcadia. Well, ladies, gentlemen, and everybody else watching, that was the story of Arcadia. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you wouldn't mind, let me know what you think of the new style of the video down in the comments. I wanted to try out something new, and I hope it turned out well, and I also hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it and want to see more Bioshock content in the future, would you kindly consider hitting the subscribe button? It's completely free, it takes less than 2 seconds, and it helps out the channel more than you know. Also, we're on the road to 50,000 subscribers, so you'd be helping out with that too. If you're feeling generous, a like is always appreciated, and hitting the bell and turning on all post notifications is appreciated as well. If you'd like to talk to me outside of YouTube or join our wonderful community, my social media, my Discord server, and my YouTube membership, which I would highly recommend checking out, will be down linked in the description below. Consider checking those out, would you kindly? A few videos that I'd highly recommend checking out should be popping up on the screen here shortly, and along with that, I'll be placing my second channel and a brand new channel down in the description below. I'd greatly and genuinely appreciate it if you would check them out and go and subscribe. Thank you so much. Once again, thank you all so very much for watching today's video, and with that being said, I'll speak to you all again very soon. Take care, my friends. Take care.